writing, we are learning how to correct sentences. We will also review our sentence writing rules as well. So you will need a loose leaf paper to be near you so that you can write the sentences correctly on your paper. So let's go ahead and review our sentence writing rules. So the first one says a sentence begins with a capital letter. So yesterday I showed you how we have an uppercase and we have a lowercase letter. And whenever we are forming or creating our sentences, when we start to write it on paper, one of the rules said that we have to begin it with a capital letter, meaning the very first letter of our sentence has to have a big letter, a capital, an uppercase letter. Like I did here, I put the capital A before I began writing the rest. Remember, you don't capitalize every word in the sentence. You only focus on capitalizing your very first letter. The next rule said a sentence ends with a period. We finish all of our sentences with punctuation, and in this case, it's called a period. It's a dot. Remember, you don't have to put a big dot and not too small, but a nice size dot that you can see at the end of your sentence. If we don't put a period, that means the sentence is not finished. We could add more, and the sentence will be considered wrong. So, rule number 1, make sure to start with the capital letter and make sure to end your sentence with the period. You have to have both in your sentence in order for it to be a complete and correctly written sentence. So let's go ahead and practice these sentences. So I will go over it. After I go over them, I would like you, the ones that were wrong, to write them correctly on your loose leaf paper. So let's begin with number 1. So it says, Ben will kick the football. Ben will kick the football. So look at the sentence good, examine it. Make sure it follows both rules. So if you look at it good, it did not follow both rules. It did not start off with the capital B, which it should have because that was the first letter of my sentence. Yes, it did finish with the period, but because it did not have a capital letter, this sentence is not written correctly. So after the lesson, I would like you to write this sentence the right way on your loose leaf paper, meaning you should write it with the capital B and you should have a period at the end. So let's go to number 2. It says, my dog likes to play fetch. Again, my dog likes to play fetch. Look at this sentence. Check to see if it has a capital letter and a period. If you looked at it really good, you would see that yes, it has a capital letter, but there is no period at the end of this sentence. That means this sentence is not correct. So, though we may have a capital letter, if we have no period, it is still considered wrong. So again, on your loose leaf paper after the lesson, I want you to write this sentence the correct way, meaning you will add a period to the end. So let's look at number 3. It says Jan wore a pink dress. Jan wore a pink dress. So let's see if it follows both rules, capital letter and period. And yes, it does. It starts with the capital J and it finished with the period, so this sentence is good. It follows both rules. So number 1 and 2 were the only ones that weren't written correctly, but number 3 was. So you only have to practice rewriting number 1 and number 2. So that is what you can do after the lesson today. For a challenge, instead of writing number 3, you can create your own sentence today with the capital letter and a period. It doesn't have to be a long sentence. It can be pretty easy, a pretty basic sentence. But if you want to challenge yourself, try to create your own sentence for number 3. So that is our writing lesson today. We reviewed our rules, and now we can see a sentence and we can correct what is wrong in a sentence. So this is what we will do also on tomorrow. So that is writing lesson today.